everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer. How are y'all doing today? Today we are doing another Dior. I laugh because I feel like I've done that intro so many times, and of course I have, because we're working our way through the Dior quints that were released. I've done, I think 7. This is the 8th, although I might be at 9. I'm not really sure. I've lost count. This is the Mitzah or Mitzah. I'm not exactly sure how it's pronounced. I'm probably butchering it because I tend to do that. But whether it's 8 or 9, it's pretty much the full collection. I've got 2 more that I did order back in August that I still don't have. There's some weird shipping, whatever. They're the purple ones. They're Tutu and Plum Tulle. As I've said before, I did not pick up the hot pink ones. I'm not going to. Sorry. But everything else I have done already. And like I said, I'll do Mitzah today and then the 2 cool purple ones when they come. I did not do an eye look for Tribal. Tribal and Poncho are basically the same, except Tribal, from what I can see, is a little bit warmer than Poncho, but that's about it. Like, the color stories are so similar. If you guys are interested, I can either do a video with like Poncho on one eye and Tribal on the other, or an IG stories. Let me know what you think. Like I said though, they're so similar. I don't know if you're gonna notice a really discernible difference between the 2. So I have both, but you know, I did the Poncho because it's like a toss-up between the 2. All right, so let's go ahead and swatch Mitzah. That's how I'm gonna go with it. Let's go from the lightest shade. This is like the topper shade here. And I am gonna double swatch that. I don't usually do that, but I want you to be able to see it because you can't really see it on my skin. It's basically like a very shiny gold topper. The next is a very coppery color. It's really, really pretty. This next is it's a brown, but it's like a satiny brown. These are definitely warm shades. Then the matte brown. And then the one in the middle has, I think, more of a burgundy kind of tone. This reminds me of the Chanel Experience Provocation and Seduction quads and the Tom Ford Burnished Amber quads. In fact, I'll pull those out so you can take a look. So here's Burnished Amber. Let me just swatch that really quickly for you. I think this is going to be a really popular color story this year. These are just like the kind of shades. I mean, first of all, it's fall, so I get it. Okay, so I'm holding this up like an idiot. Okay, so the top is the Mitzah and this is Burnished Amber. I think you can see how similar the shades are, the color story. I think Provocation is a little too red, but Experience has some brown, like mostly brown. This is the Re-Promote. Let me show you that one. I'm trying to line up the shades that match, sort of. I mean, it's not gonna be exact, guys, obviously, but I want you to get the idea. Okay. So this is Chanel. This is the Experience. This is Dior Mitzah. And this is Tom Ford. Don't look at my face. My camera's like, look, your face. No. This, like, most of the time I want it to do that and it doesn't. And then when I don't want it to. Okay, so again, this is Dior Experience. I'm sorry, Chanel Experience. This is Dior Mitzah. And this is Tom Ford Burnished Amber. Very similar color stories. So if you didn't pick up the Tom Ford Burnished Amber, or you don't like Tom Ford, and you didn't pick up the Chanel because it just didn't appeal to you, but you have been watching and you're like, wow, those Dior quints, those look pretty fantastic. And they are. This would be the quint to pick up. Plus there's one more shade, so. All right, let me bring you in and we'll go ahead and get started. Let's take the BK Beauty 202 brush and let's go into this brown shade here. I hope everybody is doing well out there and they're enjoying the month of September. We are starting to get into fall, and of course that is my favorite time of year. I am like a huge Halloween fan and fall fan in general. I like cooler weather. I live in New England, so this time of year is honestly the prettiest time of year. So this shade has more of a purple undertone. When you look at the palette, this is like a satiny brown, but this one is actually more like a purple. It's not really purple, but it has a purple undertone. How's that? I mean, it has like it's an interesting shade. Like it's kind of brownish, but it's got a very cool, but it's not like a mushroom. It's more like a purple. If I remember correctly, this is supposed to be like a leopard kind of thing. Like that's the color story. I don't know how purple would be leopard, but okay. But you know, it could just be going cool on me. So that's the other thing. I don't know, maybe it doesn't go as cool on other people. Those of you who have this palette, let me know if it did the same thing on you. Because sometimes, like I have some browns that when I use them, they look purple or very cool, and other people don't look that way at all with that shade. So I'm just like, okay, well, it's just me. Obviously, that's just the shade that it goes on me. I really should just stick with cool colors since obviously that's what my body wants it to do, like my skin. I am cool toned. Like my undertones are cool. I tend to do jewelry that has cool undertones. Colors like, you know, blues and greens look good on me. But for some reason on my eyes, I think it's the blue eyes. I like the copper and bronze colors with blue. I just think it looks nice. Okay, so let's go in with the brown like satiny shade. I'm kind of putting this more like in the corner, and then whatever's left, I'm gonna go back and forth into the crease with it. Blend, blend, blend. I feel like I spend most of my life blending. No such thing. If you have good shadows, there's no such thing as over blending. Okay, let's take a little bit. There's too many things on my table. Let's take a little bit of this red shade here, and I'm gonna use my mini booster, Sonia G. You saw that on my hand. This is the burgundy shade. I'm gonna place it in the outer half of my eye. These are all very pigmented, guys. So when you use them, I'd say two things. Make sure you like tap off your brush, and then when you go in, you know, you don't need a lot. You know, it depends on what you're trying to do, obviously, but it is, in my opinion, easier to build something up than to try to take it off. So if you put too much on, it's harder to get rid of. Back in with the Wayne Goss 03. It's not like you can't, but it is harder. So, you know, if you put less on and you don't feel like you had enough color payoff, or it's not the look you want, you can build it. If you put too much on to begin with, it's just harder. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are times that I have started a look and just been like, nope, taking the whole thing off. I've done it, like just taken the entire look off and been like, I'm starting over because this is horrible and nobody wants to see this. But for the most part, you know, I try to build it up so that I don't ever get to that point, but again, it's happened. It's happened to all of us. And you know, like I speak for everybody else. Okay, so Sonia G Builder Pro. I'm gonna go in with this coppery shade. I'm gonna put it all over the lid. Ooh, that's really pretty. I like all the shades, they're actually very nice, but I am very drawn to this copper shade. It's very fall. This is a very, in my opinion, of all the Dior quints that I've tried, I think this is the most fall. Like what comes to mind when I think of fall. Maybe because it looks like the trees, you know? When the leaves change here in New England, this is kind of the colors you get. I mean, really, like a plummy purple-y brown, the satin brown, the burgundy, the copper, the gold. That is exactly what the trees look like. So that I think looks great. I'm gonna take this topper shade, the one I showed you, the very light gold. It's like a, well, yeah, it's like a champagne. And I'm gonna use my finger, I'm just gonna top. This one, like I said, it's very light. It hardly showed up when I did it on my arm, so I really think this is a topper shade. Maybe like a little bit of inner corner, and I will try that. I'm gonna take my Wayne Goss. This is like the small Wayne Goss brush. I'm gonna go with that topper shade, and I'm just gonna like brush it. This is a very light brush. I've used, hopefully you saw my reviews on this. It doesn't deposit a lot, which is, it's the softest brush I own. Like these, there's 3 of them. This is the small. The way it deposits color, it is very light, but I mean, it feels like, if you have sensitive skin and you're concerned, get those brushes because they feel like nothing on your skin. It's unbelievable. All right, I'm gonna go in with the Wayne Goss 03, buff out this upper line here. And you know, when I said before about like blending, if you don't want to blend, in other words, if you want harsher lines, you can leave them. I mean, don't, you know, I know like lots of people who are looking for a more unique look. Like they want something where the lines are very clearly delineated between each color. You don't have to buff them out. That's something that you do because you're trying to get a seamless look. You might not want a seamless look. I'm gonna go back in with that burgundy color from the middle shade, and I'm just gonna go and put it back here on the crease, mostly on the outside. And then I'm gonna go in with that satiny brown, not the plummy brown. Do the same. If you notice, I'm more placing and then like pulling. I'm not really sweeping. And then I will sweep it into the crease. So let me go in with the Sonia G Pencil 1, and I'm going in with that satiny brown shade. I'm gonna run it under the lash line. All right, I think I'm gonna use the Jasper. This is by Chantecaille. I don't think I've used it on camera yet, so okay, I think that looks really nice. I really like the Jasper liner. All right, so let me bring you in close, then I will curl my lashes, put on mascara, but I want you to see it before I put the mascara on. Every time the camera's like this close to my, it's actually not that close, like it's a desk width away, but I'm just kind of like, wow, it's like my whole face there. Gonna have to get used to that. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I will, like I said, curl my lashes, put on mascara, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So I think this is a really beautiful look. It's actually very dramatic. I'll be honest, when I was first using it, I wasn't blown away. It wasn't my favorite quint. There's too many, I can't pick a favorite, but I really like the color story. I really think it's very fall. Like I said, I think it's like the perfect epitome of what it looks like here in New England in the fall. So I love that. I just think it's a really pretty look. It's not my go-to, but I think it's becoming more of my go-to because all the comments from all of you guys, every time I do a eye look with this color story, whether it was the Tom Ford or the Chanel or now this, you guys have all said like, I don't understand why you don't like these colors on you. They're great and sounds like they're your favorites. So, you know, who am I to argue with everyone? So, you know, I actually do like them a heck of a lot more than I did before. So, I think it's beautiful. I think it's gorgeous. Sound like a broken record, but that's the way it is. So let's zoom back out. We'll do some lips and we'll wrap up. So for today, for lips, I am going to use my Sisley Chocolat liner. It's feeling lonely. I haven't used it lately because I've been so in love with the Chanel Romance liner, even though it's an eyeliner. So let's bring out the chocolate. Still one of my favorite liners. Have to show it some love. Don't want it to feel, you know, sad and lonely in its little candle holder. And then I'm gonna pull out one of my favorite Chanel Glossomers. This is the 724, I think it's Burnt Sugar. I know they're cocoa gloss, but to me they're always gonna be Glossomers, so that's what I'm calling. Sorry Chanel, but to me, it will always be a Glossomer. Burnt Sugar is one of my favorite colors. It's I think a great color for year round, but for fall especially, it starts coming out a lot more often, especially with the chocolate liner. So anyway, there you go guys. Final look for today. I think it's very fall, right? I mean, come on. Now I know it's only September and technically it's not even fall yet. We got, what, 2 more weeks before it's officially fall, but I'm feeling very fall. I don't know. It's a little cooler here in New England. Today's rainy, so I don't know. I really want October. I'm just not a summer person. I love the beach, I love the ocean, but I actually like the ocean more when it's like cool, like when you have like a sweatshirt on and you're sitting on the, I know I'm weird. Nobody else agrees with me. Anyway, like bonfires. Okay, so wrap up for the Mitzah. It's beautiful. The color story, as I showed you, is similar to the Tom Ford Burnished Amber and the Chanel Experience, and probably the Provocation Seduction as well. I think those are a little bit more red. Beautiful. I think anybody who's interested in this color story should take a really good look at this quint. I think they would love it. I think it looks really nice on. I think it works with pale skin. I think it works with somebody who has a deeper skin tone, because I went light. You could definitely, these are very pigmented shades. This is not a problem. Yeah, I got nothing else, guys. They're really good. I'm so impressed with Dior, I have to tell you. I mean, just so impressed. So I do have 2 other purple color stories that are coming, hopefully, sometime, eventually. And I'll do looks on those as well. And then of course, right around the corner will be the holiday releases. In fact, my Will I Buy It will be up soon. And I don't think it's giving anything away to tell you guys that I'm definitely picking up the Dior holiday collection. I mean, after all of this, of course I am. So anyway, don't still tune in and watch the Will I Buy It, because there's other stuff in there. But, All right, guys, one last thing to mention. And I don't want to jinx anything, but very soon I will be hitting a relatively big first milestone here on YouTube, and I want to thank all of you for that. It's been an amazing 6 months, and you guys are all awesome. My feisty family is, you all mean a lot to me. And so to thank all of you, I mean, there's really nothing I can really do to thank all of you, but what I'm going to do is a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And in the giveaway will be, I'll do a picture of it on IG, on Instagram, when I have everything. There's still things that are coming, because again, shipping, but there'll be a Pat McGrath Mothership palette in there. There'll be some Tom Ford things in there. There'll be Chantecaille in there. There'll be Charlotte Tilbury. There's a lot in there. So again, I will shoot a picture of everything. I'll lay it all out flat so you guys can see it and post it on Instagram. And then the giveaway will happen once I hit 1,000 subscribers, and so sometime soon. And I'll give you all the official rules and how you have to enter and all that good stuff. It's probably just gonna be the United States, because it's gonna be a pretty big box, and I don't know about shipping, to be honest with you, with everything going on right now. So I think it's gonna have to be US based. I hate to do that, but because it's going to be, I mean, the box is going to be worth quite a bit, and so I'm going to have to insure it, and I'm going to have to, so I think it's only going to be US, guys. I'm sorry about that. But, this situation can't last forever. So hopefully the next big giveaway that we do, it'll be international, and I can send it wherever I want to. So anyway, getting ahead of myself, but I wanted to give you a heads up about all that in case, you had heard a couple things. I had mentioned it just a couple of times, but I really haven't gone into any detail. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit like, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you in another video really soon. Thanks so much. Bye.